The graphic deceived us, but yeah,
we're going
on to Inferno, and this one's interesting, right? Because Rare Atom, who were very much an underdog in every way, gave up such a good fight against the Outsiders on Inferno, picking up 12 rounds and really forced them down to the wire. So perhaps the Movistar Riders haven't performed well, 16-5 against Sprout, coming into this one, thinking, okay, maybe we can take this one off the Outsiders, even though it's not their best map in their pool. Flit's going to go out here into the pistol round. He's firing away, trying to find that frag, and they can't get it.
No,
Movistar somehow alive. There we go. Finally, Flit and Fame connect for 3, and Davy along with Sun Pius don't have much to fight for. In fact, Sun Pius is all the way at the bottom of Banana. He wasn't even part of that fight.
No, was trying to hold to see if a fast flank would come through out of the Outsiders, but not to be. It's a strong setup from Outsiders. Good read in towards that one. They don't really contest deep in towards Banana. Instead, passive hold on site, crossfire is established, and the flash is good to keep them on top. For Sun Pius, though, now 1 versus 4, not totally out of the realms of possibility, but the Outsiders have a crossfire established. They already have players set up strong in this site.
Sun Pius just waiting to see if he can find something out of this round. There we go, connects onto Qikert. Looking for a headshot perhaps, a couple of quick ones to make it a 1v2. James continues to play with fire, peeking around this corner. They just want to buy time here. They have control of the bomb. Sun Pius continues to look for a fight. Why not? Looks up at the first orange and will not get it. Fame finally ends the pistol round, and it'll be 1-0 in favor of Outsiders. To note, Mimi, on Inferno, like we were saying, not the best map for Movistar over the last 3 months. They're sitting at 3-4 over their last 7, 91 rounds for 86 rounds against for a +5 round differential, and they only have a positive round differential because of that just complete stomping they pulled off against Sprout.
Yeah, it's been impressive, their performance on this map thus far. Outsiders, the history does suit them here on Inferno, but obviously still recent changes, even though they have won it twice thus far at this event. Obviously against a caliber of opponent that I would consider a little bit lower than what we've seen out of the Movistar Riders. I mean, we saw them get tested this morning in their game against Rare Atom.
Yeah, I mean, coming into ESL Challenger Valencia, technically they had a 500 record on the Outsiders side at 4-4 on Inferno. Those 2 wins put them above it by at a 6-4 record, but then now at a +2 round differential. So, look, I think this is a little more even on this map than people might have expected at the beginning. But again, it is still a surprise for the Movistar Riders, and I agree with the desk. They were saying it should have been a Mirage pick. Perhaps we'll have to wait and see. Qikert's going to get the 3K though, and they're farming all the money, $600 a piece for those SMG frags. Already have 2,400 built up in their pockets, and why not the clean $3,000 gained off the SMG frags?
Yeah, so full bonus round now available here to be played by the Outsiders, but to see what the Movistar Riders can muster in towards this round. Thus far, Outsiders have given us 2 different looks. The more passive play towards Banana, and in that one, aggressive fight off the MP9s as we hop back into things here. It's a good opportunity for Movistar Riders to get things going. AK's a Galil across the board to work with, and the util belt is strong.
There was a bit of a question as to who would take over the secondary op roles on the Outsiders once, of course, they made this change in their roster. It's actually been Fame who's picked that up.
But in this one, it's James to buy in towards the op. Everyone survived, but they still made that investment. So a bit of a risk being taken, at least economically speaking, and the util, less than stellar, at least for Qikert. He's pushed again in towards the same position down long. Mopoz, he needs to clear it, and he will. Great shot to start things strong. Fame not really in a position to find a trade for his fallen teammate.
Mopoz gonna toss that smoke out. Fame has the advantage here above the edge of the smoke, and I think Mopoz wants to gain this information. He does, but there's that advantage played out. Fame will get the trade, and now he's gonna back off, get a smoke into his hands, and prepare for the push to come through. Sun Pius peeking around, has the edge for a moment, and once Fame spots him out, there's that smoke being thrown, and Sun Pius, well, technically done his job. He's attracted out some utility towards the B site as Movistar Riders are rotating towards A.
Yeah, but so too are the Outsiders. Already 3 players postured towards his side, and Norbert, considering a bit of an aggression there, he was holding close on the smoke, trying to get the better of a player with utility in hand, and well, that player will come, but just too late on the frag. Lit on the site for 1, but WG, Sun Pius open things up well. Now it's just Fame trapped out still over towards that B site. Outsiders had the right setup, could not find the connections. Great work from the Movistar Riders to find their first.
Yeah, awesome stuff from them as You have mopoz, Alex, and Sunpius getting in on the mix along with Davy G. And they're just going to be a save trying to come through here on Fame. He's been on this B site the entire round and now going to hunker down and hope that he can keep this A1S rolling on forward. One player to highlight on the Movistar Riders is Alex. He has been lights out incredible for them here throughout ESL Challenger Valencia. 88 frags and a 114.5 ADR. Certainly a player to watch.
To be fair, I think all of the stats for everyone on the Movistar Riders has been out of this world because their maps have been incredibly one-sided. I think coming out of day one, it was something like 2 or 3 rounds lost in total before they even made it to this point in the playoffs. But Movistar Riders on the board, the crowd happy about that one.
Oh, absolutely, as they should be, as Movistar Riders are able to convert that third round. And they were talking about Flit, of course, on the panel, but to highlight a player on the Outsiders, it is Flit. 87 frags so far and an 87.3 ADR, so he'll definitely want to watch. But again, like you said, Mimi, both these teams have not dropped a single map, right? All 4-0 throughout ESL Challenger Valencia, so the stats are good across the board. These are just 2 players who have stood above the rest of the pack. Yeah,
obviously you're getting that little bit of inflation in towards your statistics when you are playing these one-sided maps. But let's focus in on the round at hand because James' investment in towards the op previous now punishes him down to the USB. Qikert, he had the right angle, the right hold, but mopoz flicks him 180, knocks him out of this world, and now a rotation underway. Outsiders falling away from this A site. You see James on his way to reinforce towards B. That's the wrong call. The question, though, does Movistar execute towards this site in a timely manner? Do they give an opportunity for Outsiders to return? It seems like for now they're committed to the gamble over towards B. Norbert actually falling away as well.
Movistar is going to send all 5 players towards lane here. They've already got control of pit and mini pit, and they're just going to move on. Don't need to get a single frag as the Outsiders have completely conceded the A site, and they're probably on for a save at this point. They don't have much utility. A couple of smokes and a flashbang said, you know what? All right, that's it. We need to save. Our money's not good, and round's over. Movistar going to tie things up at 2-2.
That it is. Great way to get things started over towards Banana. Qikert just caught off guard by an excellent flash. Both of these rounds have been set up by very nice utility out of Movistar. I think back to the one previous, they had a great flash coming out on that push towards the balcony. A player was forced to drop away towards the pit, instantly taken down. No opportunity for Outsiders to trade each other out. And, well, in this one, it's still early days. Movistar not quite built enough of a reserve to go for the hunt.
All 5 Movistar players keeping their guns rolling, the crowd on their side, and you know, they talked about it, they're happy to play in front of their home crowd. They've got that energy in front of them, and it certainly helps. I mean, like Maui was saying on the desk, that psychological element cannot be underestimated in any type of match of Counter-Strike, right? As mopoz seen there, clearing things out towards Banana. That was that key frag that came through in the previous round to help Movistar take control of everything. And now they're going to come through and send 3 players towards mid. A couple might be going alt mid, hunting down some frags perhaps there. Utility gets tossed down Banana, as is usually the case. And it's a little lighter on the outsider side, so they're just going to save what they have, which is 4 smokes, until they actually get visibility on the Movistar players.
As the second round, we're seeing a setup like that. Outsiders happy to concede this space. They had the boost forward, trying to take a fight past the lamp, but mopoz has a good flash to support, and the setup gets disintegrated. Still, options bound for the Movistar Riders with the top Banana control. They might be lulled in towards a hit over on that B site. Davy G applying a little bit of pressure. He'll keep at least those 2 players towards A.
Movistar just hanging around Banana for now. They got some time to work with, so going to try and play the mind games, keep Outsiders guessing, but here comes a couple of smokes going through. It's going to be 1 for the cross and 1 towards Coffins, maybe trying to bait out a rotation because they still have not committed to this as of yet, but here come the Molotovs. The full-on execute is underway, and they're going to charge forward. Have to be careful. A boost spot on both ends, and Fame's going to get 2 over on top of Newbox. Alex responds for a couple of his own, but Flit, there's the Flower Pots boost coming through and giving them a very brief man advantage, but there's Alex. We highlighted him, said he was going to be a key player here, and once more gets a 3K for his squad to take this down to a 2v2 post-plant.
Smoke faded towards the spawn side, so an opportunity for Sunpius on the shot. Misses out. past the fountain, but retuck in towards the new box. Utility blooms, a missed shot opportunity squandered there for Sunpayas, but still a gap between the CTs and the side. That bomb, though, ever ticking. Sunpayas continuing to apply the pressure. Now this round really falls to Alex. In dark, his teammate is fallen, but Flit too. What a retake. The third round picked on up for the side of Outsiders.
Oh, fantastic spotting there by the Outsiders. Unbelievable work on their side to... yes. Okay.
I'm scared.
A little bit, yeah. But great job by the Outsiders to take care of business in that round. I mean, that didn't look threatened at all as they walked onto that site. And that missed op shot obviously hurts a little bit if you're the Movistar Riders. If that connects, you make it a 2v1. But after that point, it's so difficult to re-peek back into the fight because your position's been exposed. And he decides not to, goes for the wall bang. It doesn't work. And afterwards, well, the Outsiders are able to take it. And they've also got the lead back into their hands. That said, Movistar built up enough of an economy to come right back into this one with a full-on buy-up.
And James, able to get a second go of things on that AWP, was stuck down onto the P250 for those last two rounds. In this one, he will be positioned deep over towards that B site, just providing that supportive utility for his teammates fighting there. Nade actually not going to find anything onto mopoz. He's past this, and with the utility fading, Outsiders will concede that space, send James back over towards the A site. So it's another round where early on, Movistar Riders are able to claim the space top banana.
Movistar Riders coming off their closest match yet on Nuke, where they were down 8-3 at one point against Sprout, but came back and went on a 13-3 run? Yeah, 13-3 run to take that one. Very impressive stuff, but showed some vulnerabilities. So perhaps that's still in their heads against the Outsiders, who are a much tougher competitor. James, speaking of tough competitors, with that big green, he's ready to rock, has so many duties on his side. He takes care of utility, he's the IGL, and of course, he's one of the most prolific oppers here.
Interesting call here on the Movistar Riders. They want to push deep in towards Spawn. Famor, the possibility, spots out onto one. A second player there is their util. They can support, not really. No flash on either of those players, and Alex caught out in the open. That's a big frag to find for Qikert. Now he's curious if something's going on towards B, but that's not the case. Instead, it's just a double back in towards this A site, and the whole time, Outsiders had three players stacked here. mopoz, a critical entry. James needs to fall, though. He has time on the re-rack. Second shot needs to connect if the Outsiders are to continue their hold on this site, but Jamie's just buying time. Pinch from two angles now, but in the pit. Another player still off in the pinch. Too much to stand for. Sunpayas down. A failed push towards spawn. At least another round for the Movistar Riders.
Yeah, good effort there by Movistar to try and get onto the A side, but there's just too much presence, too much to deal with. And of course, Outsiders were able to capitalize with three players left standing. So that helps build up their CT economy even further as they take a fifth round.
I love all of just the phone signs. We as a society have progressed past the need for paper. Just pull out your phone, get the app going.
There's still some paper there. I saw a bit of a few posters still. They still have a presence, right? You can make the posters bigger. Your phone's
the future is now.
Well, maybe you can have a digital poster you can hold up and you can enter
Someone's just bringing their like 77-inch TV to the stadium.
Oh, God. Well, they're getting light enough now. I mean, with the OLED technology, right?
Yeah. Well, first time for everything. Movistar is yet to lose a pistol round at the event until the one that we just witnessed there. It's been great out of them beyond just the pistol rounds. Their performance in general has been otherworldly. Tactical timeout will run its course. So Movistar regrouping on their strategy. Not a whole lot to speak of in towards the round, but let's see what these Spanish Deeks can do.
Sunpayas is going to move up Banana, and he's got a chance, but oh, so many flashes thrown, and James supporting Fame as he pushed up. Sunpayas is going to be the first victim here. James continues to look down Banana, but mopoz does manage to take down Qikert up close and personal. I think they were reading that quite well, and that's an upgrade to a UMP. It's not the best, but it's something better than perhaps Pistol, and he's going to drop it over for Alex. Says, yeah, I don't really want this. Take it.
Yeah, to be fair, Qikert made quite a lot of noise on that contact down. What is that shot? Out of mopoz, another connection. Now the AWP on the floor in this round, getting dangerous for the Outsiders. 3 versus 4. The retake on through. Fame still having to hold back. They're waiting for a flank to come on through. Flash. And towards the church, that space will be claimed. Fame catches one on the rotate back towards Banana. That'll come down to the flanker of Norbert, and he's successful. successful in that regard. Now 3 versus 3, but again, time the biggest issue for the Outsiders. They have the 3 rifles to work with. They still have a smoke available. It'll head in towards the bomb, and Des will play within it. Davy as well. He could use this as a one-way. He could fight around it. An opportunity shot connecting onto Norbert. Up and over the top comes Fame. He's able to claim one, but the time now, this biggest issue. Another smoke going towards the bomb, but there is utility. There is spam, and it's Des with the UMP. No time at this point. Flit would need to stick, and he's just not allowed the opportunity. The stabs coming through from the Spaniards, and an eco round for the Riders.
That's so huge. Look at the reaction, right? They got the crowd on their side. They're trying to hype them up, lifting their arms in the air and saying, let's go. Come on, we got that third. And it's more than just a round victory. It's that emotional boost. It's that pump up that they get. So that home crowd is definitely going to be a factor, as we talked about earlier. But just some great shots from mopoz to open things up. This one in particular, my goodness, takes down the opper. And they had the UMP along with the op picked up off the ground to support their hold, or post-plant hold of that B site. Outsiders are still going to come back in here with a pretty strong buy at Fame settling for the Deagle, but everyone else onto the rifles.
James yet to find a kill on the board with this AWP. He has been overwhelmed in so many of these rounds. Again, credit to the utility coming out of the Movistar Riders to not give him those opportunities. And they'll deploy the same utility towards top banana, but not commit to that space, instead setting up to take brackets.
Smoke blooming there for Arch, as Movistar Riders making their presence felt towards this A site. Molotov's going to come out along with the flashbang, and there's the utility to clear out both angles. mopoz actually ate the flashbang of his own team, but still comes around the corner spamming just to be safe. And yeah, they just wanted to sell a hit towards A, and man, did it ever work. They draw 2 players off the B site. Now they're rotating back to banana. They'll have to worry about Qikert, though. He's got the A1S in his hands. Can he hold off the push here long enough for the Outsiders to rotate around? No is the answer. Sun Pius finds him, and now Alex waiting here for rotations potentially. He's been spotted out by Fame, who's going to try and take this fight. Alex is waiting, and Alex will win it. That means only 3 players left for the Outsiders. James looking over the tip of this smoke to try and find something. But as it stands, this bomb is going to be planted, and looking at the economy for the Outsiders, they are going to pull the plug immediately.
2 big rounds in a row now for Movistar Riders. Suppose they don't lose anything on the hunt, or if they even do commit to the hunt, this round looks to be flawless for their side. Outsiders, again, biting in towards some of these fakes. Movistar, I think that's the second time they've ran a similar kind of play. Oftentimes it's pressuring early towards banana, then these finishes in the late round, applying that pressure towards A, then doubling back towards B. It's pretty much the same round again. They do the same early banana utility, throw down that bracket smoke, it pulls a rotate, and then with that player anchoring, Qikert dying, the round's pretty much over from then on out.
There's just so much ground to cover on Inferno on your rotations, so you have to try and get that early read, and that's where you can really bait out those rotations as well, which is what the Movistar Riders did. Far from overpass, where rotations on CT side can be almost instantaneous, right? Let's see what this next round is going to bring through, as we are back to a tied scoreline 4-4, and Outsiders with the 3 rifle saves. I mean, they could force around it, but the economy's not really in that position, so they're probably just going to be like, okay, Fame, Qikert, pair up with a rifler. Once they go down, grab it, and then try to do more work.
I would love to see something out of James Opp in this one. Maybe try for a bit more of an aggressive peak. Thus far, he's been holding these more passive lines, has been shut down many times. This round, he heads toward brackets, but again, Movistar Riders showing that early intention towards the banana. This time, a bit more force behind it. Flash forward, Flit on the swing, deals damage, and a kill claimed as well. That's a big one for the Outsiders. Yeah,
good aggression there from the Outsiders, working off the utility thrown by Fame to set up Flit for that opener. And now Norbert from Window Room is going to get a couple for himself. Davy G and mopoz go down. Des trying to get the trade, and he will find it at the very least, but still it's a 2-man advantage here for the Outsiders, as Des is going to toss that nade on forward. James fully flashed, and he's going to have to back off momentarily. He's got the crossfire with his teammate, and Des take quite a bit of damage, but at least they take down Des, and that means that Sun Pius is by his lonesome.
He might even get hunted in this one. Qikert, yeah, holding on to the angle. And will take the frag. Do they want the op? They do. Fame to recover that weapon, so a double op setup gifted over to that CT side. Movistar Riders losing a lot of their map control in that one. Outsiders did make that change. The aggression in towards window room, perfectly timed out of Norbert, finds the punish on that rotation. And it's honestly well read, because thus far, Movistar Riders, I don't think we've seen a single round where they're even applying pressure in towards the apartments. That was realized and punished.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, good aggression, not only from window, but from Banana, right?
Sure.
Good flashbang thrown, peeking around the corner, not letting Movistar take the space as easily as they did a couple rounds prior. And, well, it worked out perfectly for the Outsider squad. Is actually, they're the ones that are going to call a timeout here to talk things over. And Fame has spent more time blinded per round than anyone else. 2.91 seconds, and DaviG the least at 0.78, managing to dodge those flashes on DaviG's side.
Yeah, I've been doing well at that. For the Outsiders, I imagine this timeout, at least in part, will be kind of discussing how they want to pivot their CT-sided setup, especially around this double op that has now been gifted on over to them so kindly by Sunpayas. But top of the ops, there'll be one out for him as well. So an opportunity in that head-to-head. Fame will send his way over towards Banana. James going back towards A again, starting on a bit more of a passive line, but the focus starts on Banana. Mopoz past the smoke, missed shot by Fame, great flashes to blind off Qikert, but the damage was done, the space conceded, and Outsiders not receiving a punish for it.
Nade's gonna fly through here towards Banana, utility battle ongoing. There's the incendiary flying through, and Senpai's gonna get tagged from it, or almost tagged from it. And he won't be backing off. DaviG moving towards underpass. And that's just going to hang out here and wait for some contact towards mid. Probably not going to be given that, as Outsiders are playing quite passively. And talking about flashes a little bit more, Alex is actually doing quite well for himself. 0.80 flashes thrown per round on average, and a success rate of 1.08. That means he's flashing one enemy per round, which is excellent.
Yeah, it's been excellent out of the Movistar Riders indeed. In the early round, getting that space, you saw it there towards Banana. Neither of the Outsiders players that were actually had intention of holding that space were able to do so. Now it again comes down to this duo on the site, Fame and Qikert. Qikert spamming through the smoke. He'll take down Mopoz. And again, no trade to come back for that one. DaviG waiting. Utility will come over the top, and he'll start to disrespect the smoke straight on through. But Fame is there with the AWP. Qikert as well on the spray. Third picked on up and flipped the support from spawn effective.
Just a complete shutdown there by the Outsiders onto the Movistar Riders, who tried to make their way into the B site. But this time, even though Outsiders give them the space, they have a perfect setup to deny anything, and that will reset the economy. On the Movistar Riders side, they need to now go for probably a full-on save, given how little they have in their accounts. And the loss bonus, it's starting to pick up, 2,400, but you still need to be careful here, and they absolutely will be. Not a single thing invested.
Maybe an opportunity for James to finally pick something up with that AWP.
I'm surprised to see him, of all people, on 0 right now, but there's no question that'll change. Oh!
Okay, this gets a little awkward now. 2 kills picked on up with the Glock's weapons recovered. They're low enough HP that they should not be able to win this round, but the bomb plant is secured, and Outsiders did not want to give that one away. If Flit goes down here, that opens up so much space over towards the spawn side. James is still deep. Alex pressing forward. He's on the close corner. Does this get suspected? Flash in. Flit needs to clear it, and he's unable to do so. Now down to a 2 versus 2. This was just Glocks in the nade. Doesn't clear. James has the off. The util is lacking. They want to still go for this, but it really has to be Norbert. Molly connection on towards Sunpayas, but Alex holding the space. It has to be now. Outsiders so slow, still in this retake. James trying to buy time, but he goes down for nothing. Now Norbert alone. His only hope here is the stick. He's holding it. The spray not yet connecting, but at the last second, it's denied. Full Glocks, full eco around for Movistar.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. $0 invested into the round by the Movistar Riders. Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable what they were able to achieve. They get those 2 rifles off, and it all starts here. Senpais and DaviG, they just full send it down Banana, hope for the best. They win the aim duels, and then the rifles with less than 40 HP on both players at the end, making it work. I don't even know if they took any more damage after that point, but that is a momentum shifter.
That is surely heartbreaking if you're on the Outsiders. And again, you were talking about this earlier. This is another one of those rounds that will get Movistar hyped. This is the second eco they've been able to win. And the previous one, they at least had an investment.
Yeah. This one's a lot different. I mean, that is as good as it gets. There are not many rounds on T side where you only have Glocks and nothing else that you're going to see converted into a victory like that. Very impressively done by the Movistar Riders. Timeout going to be called. Perhaps a tech timeout coming through here.
Someone on the Outsiders just broke their keyboard after that round.
Well, I mean, it's Glocks. Just relax. A manager. No, okay. But a little overused there. But either way, tech pause coming through, and we'll be waiting to see what is actually going on. Don't have any word just yet, but I mean, again, talking about that round, it's just such a great one for the Movistar riders to find. It felt like the Outsiders were finally gaining their groove again, but that just completely puts an immediate stop to it. It's like Outsiders just ran into a brick wall. Yeah.
A really impressive one to pick on up. You can see the fans in the audience here for Movistar. Pretty much a full house, except for that one guy whose backpack is on a seat. Besides that, pretty much every seat filled out in this one. You can see all the signs across the board in support. Let's go Riders. Lots of Sun Payas fans, mopoz. Lots of love from this audience.
Yeah, just put a sign on the backpack.
That's the food.
It can be a fan too.
What's he eating? Is it good?
It's
can
good.
we get a thumbs up if it's good?
It's
thumbs
fantastic,
down? How do you feel? Fantastic? Awesome.
Good stuff. Dragonite. That's awesome.
Spanish Dragonite. Is that the player's signatures? I think it is.
Yes,
I see the Sun Payas signature.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's an awesome flag.
Oh, and he's got the jersey too. This guy is repping it out.
He is decked out. Got the jersey, I believe soccer, football, I should say.
Yeah. You know, love for sports, esports all across the board here.
Oh yeah.
It does sound like one of the players having a bit of an issue with their microphone up on stage. The admin's working to get that one sorted as soon as possible to get you folks back in towards the action here. Is that a sign or just a phone being held up for the sake of a phone being held up? I'm waiting for another fun sign. Someone needs something good. We need some entertainment here. It's a tech pause. This is your moment. Have your 15 minutes right here, right now.
We're gonna get back into it. That's okay. We got a lot on there. Some people enjoying their food. We got some flags. We got some signatures. A lot of awesome stuff. The crowd's cheering. You guys are pumped up. You're ready. That's an awesome round to build off of for the Movistar riders, as they are going to jump right back into this one. Round number 12. They want to tie it up, but one thing they've had trouble with is completely breaking the economy of the Outsiders, who haven't really been forced down to pistols only just yet. They're still rocking those rifles, and here comes that battle towards Banana. Qikert wanted to peek over the half wall. Doesn't really get it, but Fame will spam down mopoz around the edge of that smoke. That gives the advantage to the Outsiders.
That it does, but it was all just a ruse, a fake. The real hit forthcoming towards A, and two players in the back lines have to anchor. Norbert has been good in these situations before, smokes himself off in towards the pit, and another molly to buy himself space, but he's getting ticked away. Still finds the kill on towards Death. The second not allowed out of Sun Payas now. Flit is alone. Support still smoked off towards the library, and the defender goes down. Post plant secured now for the Movistar riders.
Yeah, 3v2 is a chance for the Outsiders to get back into this one, especially since they have the utility and the numbers, and they are certainly going to try for it. Sun Payas, 32 HP, and he's going to get dropped by Jame in the op duel. It's all up to Davy, who gives away his position. They know he's graveyard now due to the direction that utility came from, and he'll still get one onto Qikert. Tries to get the second, but no, denied by Fame. So after a heroic effort in the previous one, with that Glock's only round victory, Outsiders immediately respond back. They don't let it get them down.
Still so damn close. I mean, a great call out of the Movistar riders there. They've conditioned that pressure towards Banana. They even send a player up behind it. Rotates were pulled. Only 2 players in defense of that site, but they bought enough time. Flit survived just long enough to make that retake almost instantaneous, and to give the round over to the Outsiders. Tactical timeout called, this time by the riders. 3 out of 4 already used by them.
Wow, that's a lot of timeouts to use into the first half, especially considering this one's likely going to be close and down to the wire. You really want to have at least 1, preferably 2, in those very tight moments towards the end that you can talk things over, and really compose yourself. So I think that's the last timeout they're going to use before the end of this one. There's no way that one will be utilized before then. The thing is, if they need another one before that point, now they won't have access to it.
Sure. But they've already secured themselves a pretty solid half. They've kept things incredibly close against the Outsiders on their T side, and if they can secure maybe 6, 7, 8, something around those lines for the score going into the half, I think they set themselves up in a pretty good situation, especially considering that Outsiders is generally a better CT-sided team.
Very true. As we jump into round number 13 here, Qikert, along with Fame, are going to look for that aggression down Banana, and they force the Movistar riders back down to pistols again. You are going to have Sun Payas with the AK, so at least a rifle up and running here, but everyone else onto pistols. A couple of players have full armor, so if there is the AK drop down and Alex is still alive, he'll probably pick that up immediately.
Just the lesser weapons in this one. Sun Payas that hero rifle. Let's see how they set this up. Norbert, again in the anchor position towards the pit. He'll spot initial pressure, and this does draw for a rotation on the outsiders. Two players coming across. The hero rifle strikes blood. Now it's up to Norbert on the side, the second. Claim, no more, though. David on the shutdown. The trades are even, but Fame, it looks like he wants to go for this one fast, waiting for the tap on the bomb. He could phase through the smoke. He hears mopoz close on the other side, but with the spam coming through, very heads up from the side of the Movistar Riders, he's going to be forced to concede 3v3 in the retake.
I mean, the Movistar Riders, just with pistols, are doing so well. I mean, forget about the rifles. Just rock it with Tech 9s and Glocks at this point. But no, in all seriousness, Davi G is going to try and defend here, and he's got his sights set, but Qikert has them step better. He's got the headshot onto Davi G. 3v2 now. Movistar Riders trying to hang on to site. Alex in a key position, and he will be the last one standing in a 1v2. Can't even get one out of it, though. Fame with a key clutch. The 2K found, and the outsiders have taken this half effectively with the 8 rounds picked up.
The desk was worried about Fame, about his performance against these higher caliber opponents, and he's stepping up in this match, leading the server, topping the charts for the side of the outsiders, and his impact clearly being felt. Another critical round claimed.
Yeah, I think honestly, Fame, in my opinion, already proved that he could play on this stage and perform well on land. So obviously, I mean, the grand finals are a little bit of a different beast, but he's shown
Especially
that
when you have an entire crowd cheering against you. It hasn't been like that in some of these previous days. The pressure has definitely increased for them.
Yeah, true, but I think he's calm, cool, collected. I don't think nerves are a factor for him anymore. Absolutely. 17-4, leading the scoreboard on both sides. As James is going to try peeking around towards mid here. No, he backs off that fight. Outsiders, again, they have not been broken yet by the Movistar Riders in terms of their economy. So Movistar has their hands full, not to mention that they've just lost 2 in a row.
Davi G on the creep up through the apartments. We mentioned this earlier. Movistar Riders have not given a lot of love to the area of the map, and rewarded he is. James goes down, 5v4, no punish. That will start to draw rotations. 2 players on their way over. So, as it has been in so many rounds, Norbert needs to anchor. He'll fake smoke towards a pit. Instead, he's holding deep in mini pit. This is not a position that he's played before. Does the Movistar Riders check this spot? A drop down forthcoming. Norbert, is he looking towards the right angle? Fame picks up another 2. Davi G on the fall, claims 1. Qikert straight through the smoke, but taken down. Now a 2 versus 2, and you can see that health minimal for the outsiders.
Yeah, it's going to be a very tough retake indeed, but they're committed. No utility left in their back pockets. They just got to win the dry fights. Alex has a beat on Fame, I believe. Yes, there you go. That's 1 down, only 1 left in Flit. He's trying to spam back and forth. He knows where both targets are. He just can't get visibility onto them. Staring down towards, I believe it is Alex, and Alex goes behind the cover, and he gets taken down by Flit. Time ticking away on the bomb. Has to get this fast. He does. Does he have time? The kid is right next to him, trying to defuse the bomb. It's going to be tight, but I believe he should be able to get this, and he does. What a clutch from Flit to take the 9th round. It looked like the Movistar Riders were going to get it for a moment, but Flit comes to spoil their moment.
Down to the final second there for Flit. Credit to the outsiders. Previously, when they've been playing those retakes, they've generally kind of given a little bit of space, let that the clock, tick on down, but in this one, they fight immediately. Fame claims a massive 2 kills and sets Flit up for this clutch. Beautiful work with the USP. Unfortunately, that bomb not perfectly planted for the player stuck in towards pit, so not a great opportunity on that swing. I
think Alex shouldn't have shot away from that fight. I think he gave up too much space going behind the box, and his angle was not favorable anymore. I guess he wasn't really aware how far up the player had gotten for the outsiders, but that's a bit tough for Movistar as they head into the 15th and final round of this half.
That it is. Deagle up for deaths. Everyone else does have these rifles to work with. Single lurk over towards that A site. 4 strong. Working space up banana. Well-timed smoke out of the outsiders and a double up. Spray down. Fame and Qikert both claim a frag. They still want to try and apply pressure, maybe even commit in towards this one, but there's still plentiful utility on the outsiders. Another smoke comes on in. A cross smoke popped from the tees. And that lurk has retreated. Everyone regrouping over towards banana, and the timing is right on this. Outsiders shooting a player back towards that.
Movistar short-handed early on in this round, and now the outsiders have got a beat on where they are headed. 3 players waiting to greet them. Across smoke thrown, but that is not going to block visibility for Qikert at all. Who's going to toss a flashbang on over, and then the smoke to buy even more time off the clock. This is going to force the Movistar Riders' hands, but Alex hits the headshot onto Qikert. That's a great opener. They still have Fame to worry about, though, onto the site, along with Flit, and the utility has dried up, so Flit's going to have a clean shot here, along with Fame. But no! The dry peek for Death pans out, and now Flit is exposed to Davy G, who also gets the AK shot. A 3v5 to a 3v2 now.
And look at the utility. Outsiders have barely anything to work with. 2 flashes, a molly, no smokes in this endeavor, so they have to move quickly. Norbert working his way through spawn. Just that MP9 to work with Jame. Working space on that flank up banana. He'll soon come, Norbert. Making a show of force here. Noise being made, trying to provide a distraction. It's a good molly in towards the corner, but Davy G takes down Norbert. Jame alone. He's had a rough half. He needs to pick things up now, and he's aware of where the positioning could be for the Movistar Riders, but the time is just too far gone. Alex for the final frag, a respectable T-half for the home team. We'll have to see who closes out map number 1 on the other side of this break.
So you say you got a new one. I know that you're trying to believe that you can fake a whole scenario just to make me jealous. Your shadow keeps stalking, and we should stop talking, but we got that special something. Say it like you mean it, I won't fake it and believe it when I see it. But for now, be breathing, doing nothing. I won't give in if you won't make a move right now. Oh, why do we go 360? You're hesitating, now it's busy. You know we always can go easy. Won't you let me know? Why do we go 360? You're hesitating, now it's busy. You know we always can go easy. You should let me know. Oh, I will be clear now. Patience is really not my key, but if you play your cards right, I might just think about it twice. Yeah. Say it like you mean it, I won't fake it and believe it when I see it. But for now, I just be breathing, doing nothing. I won't give in if you won't make a move right now. Oh, why do we go 360? You're hesitating, now it's busy. You know we always can go easy. Some moves, but you're staying behind. How come you don't get it when I say it like that? Like that, like that, like that. I've been giving clues and you're acting all blind. Trying to make some moves, but you're staying behind. How come you don't get it when I say it like that? Like that, like that, like that. Oh, why do we go 360? You're hesitating, always busy. You know we always can go easy.
9-6 at the half as the Outsiders lead here at ESL Challenger Valencia. It's the grand finals, and the home team, well, they're down 3 rounds. They pick up the pistol here, convert. They're still on a very good course to win this map.
Yeah, I mean, that last round, it felt like they had it in their control, but Movistar Riders just dry peeking around corners. Davichi in particular doing some excellent work for them, and now, well, they've made that half look a lot more palatable at 6-9 as opposed to 5-10, keeping the Outsiders off of double digits. But Outsiders going to invest quite heavily into the utility here on this pistol round. James got a full set with 2 flashes, that smoke, and the Molotov.
Now the question is, what do they want to do with it? Early space being taken here and towards the apartments. Flit clearing deep, but he's alone for now. The heavier presence is over towards Banana for both of these teams, actually. It's a double stack behind the sandbag. Sunpayas and Alex both there. Decoy deployed, trying to keep presence towards B as the Outsiders head A.
I was wondering for a second if Jane was just going to go for a full-on fake towards Banana with all that utility, because obviously it's more limited in pistol round, but it looks like they're going to save it for the hit.
That they will. Smoke going in towards brackets. 1 player working his way through apartments. There's only 2 players. Movistar Riders here to anchor Daviji in the pit. Has a gap created by himself in the smoke. Molly raining in towards his feet. He wanted a shot past it, unable to do so, and death down on the site. Norbert, another onto Daviji. Pretty catastrophic start for the Riders. Retake here looking difficult, I believe. Kit fallen, in towards pit. That one's going to be difficult to retrieve, and the utility less than stellar. Yeah,
Movistar Riders are going to try to get back in here. That's going to help Sunpayas with the dualies. Takes down Flit, so 3v4 as opposed to a 3v5. But the mopoz is going to need to do something here from the mopoz, from the moto position. Could be the mopoz position if he pulls off something crazy here. But James is going to go down to Alex. Okay, now it's getting interesting. Alex gets a second. Sunpayas on to Norbert. Qikert the last one. Can they retrieve the kid in time to defuse this? I'm pretty sure they need it. They can't get it. It's not going to happen. Can't find the round, but at least they find the frags. It's just a consolation prize, though.
All 10 members down in the server. What a tragedy.
Yeah, it ends up being the kit that's the difference maker, and you talked about it. It's so difficult to retrieve from the pit because you have to focus on those fights, and they just couldn't get it back. And I think it's just all the adrenaline pumping, didn't realize that it wasn't available to them when they tried for that defuse.
I think they actually did have the intentions, because you saw Sunpayas' routing.
Yeah.
He was very specifically diving out from the apartments to re-clear that space, but he was just too far away. Bomb was too far gone. They just didn't have the time, didn't have the opportunity. An unfortunate loss, and off that, Movistar does just commit to the save.
It's even more unfortunate because the retake was incredibly well played.
It was great. I mean, their util was lacking. It was very similar, actually, to that last round on their T side, just dry swinging on in. Excellent scaling as a squad, even if those flashes weren't quite there for them. Outsiders going to force into this round with 3 MAC-10s, 2 Galils. Of course, they're going to buy up. Just won that previous one. I'm so convinced Movistar took it with that retake. Daviji, he's right behind. He was thinking about the knife, but now instead he pulls out the pistol, waiting for his... Oh, no, Daviji, you got to take it sooner. He had an opportunity, and Norbert realized what was going on, but that could have gotten dicey for the Outsiders if Daviji had reacted a little faster, but the flashbang delayed him considerably. Could still get a little bit dicey, at least for James. He's alone in the underpass, Galil in hand. Would be a nice little gift if the Movistar Riders are able to take him down. Qikert will contain closer towards the site, and with Alex falling, James still healthy. Yeah, nothing's going to happen in this one. 11-6 now for the Outsiders. If Daviji had only reacted sooner. I think pulling out the knife was probably the right play at a certain point. Just pull it out, go for the backstab, and try to get that frag, but at the end of the day, it doesn't materialize into anything. And look, it's just an eco round. They can toss that one away and not really think about it. 11-6 for the Outsiders, though. Movistar really want to try and find one here, but perhaps they will be able to do so with the rifles up and running. The Movistar Riders, though, well, that round might have been a bit of a throwaway. The plausibility of a comeback in this one does in large part rely on how successful they can be on their first rifle round. AWP up for Sunpayas, utility to support. Outsiders playing practically the full bonus in that one, only 1 reinvestment made, so a win here pretty necessary. And again, the lead for Outsiders just begs the question, why did Movistar decide to pick on Inferno, right? Like, in Mirage would have been the obvious play. They're a much stronger Mirage team than they are in Inferno. It must have just been momentum-based that they've done well in their previous BO3. Yeah, it might have also been kind of along the lines of maybe you expect Outsiders to expect you to pick Mirage, you want to make a change, try and pull something new off, but they're so solid on that map, and Outsiders have been consistently monolithic here on Inferno. We'll have to see if that continues. And for Davi, it starts well. Fame is there with the trade. Great dinks out of the Mac 10. And already the Spaniards are locked out of this one. Smoke's down. But that bomb yet to be planted, so ample time to make this retake happen. However, look at the utility. It's just not there. They're falling off it. Losing the player on the site is enough to concede.
Wow, yeah, so the save is going to come through here for the Movistar Riders. You kind of have to, given how much money you have left in the bank account, and they're just going to fall back to the B side. On the Outsiders side, they could chase a little bit, maybe have Fame and Qikert looking for something, but everyone else a little bit low on money, so they might just want to keep the guns that they have instead of having to reinvest, considering these rounds have been very tightly contested for the most part. But Outsiders going to win this one, requiring only one frag to do so, and also are going to double up on the scoreline of the Movistar Riders at 12-6.
Wouldn't hate to see a pause off of this one. I believe Movistar has one left.
Yeah, that's the thing. They only have one left. So do you call it now? Do you try and recover a little bit? Maybe just try and get your first round on the board in the half and see if that builds up some momentum? Or do you just say, okay, let's get the timeout through now, talk things over, and try to put a stop to this with that?
We'll have to see. Well, it is the higher value play to make the save there. It's still a bit heartbreaking to lose out on another one of those rounds. The momentum continues to build up here for the Outsiders, but the buyback in will be solid. They keep that op out for some pace. Everyone else has rifles to work with. I said losing that previous round would have maybe been the tipping point, but because they saved the rifles, it is okay.
It is indeed okay here for the Movistar Riders, but what's not okay is that they need rounds, and they are down by a significant margin. Yeah, that's some great damage done indeed from the utility. Fame going down to only 4, and he's going to trade the gun for a Galil on the ground. He's going to drop it for his teammate Norbert, as that makes more sense to give your higher HP player the better rifle. Flit. Going into the apartments, hunting for that first frag. Mopoz behind the smoke. It's a good angle, but the flash is going to completely blind him. He goes into the smoke, but it's not enough. Qikert spotted him out around the edge of it, and that'll make it a 5v4, brought down to a 4v4 as Alex gets the immediate trade.
That's still close around the smoke here. He has a bit of a gap. Norbert is past Fame, low on HP. That's the bomb. Fallen.
He doesn't know it's the bomb yet.
Yeah, he doesn't. Unaware. Too far away to hear that dropped, and too past the smoke to be able to see it either. Norbert, great backstab, takes Davi out of the pit. So Death is alone, and just too many angles to contend with. Flit on the takedown. This one already looking to be another save.
Yeah, and Outsiders being cautious, going back for that bomb, clearing all their angles, realize no one's there. No one knew the bomb was in that direction, and now Outsiders going to have complete control of the A site. That's really tough for the Movistar Riders, right? Because had they known the bomb was dropped, they probably would have rotated more heavily back to the A site. Instead, it's just Davi by his lonesome, surrounded by 3 players, and there's really so little you can do in that situation when you have 3 angles being, 3 people bearing down upon you from different angles.
Yeah, and the Outsiders, again, the coordination has been on point throughout this tournament. It's what you expect. That core 3 has been together for so long, and respect to them on the integration of these 2 new players. Well, they're fresh. They look well put together within the squad, and the performance for both Norbert and for Fame individually has been excellent thus far in these grand finals.
And you have to wonder sometimes if maybe having those more tightly contested matches, facing more adversity up until your run to the grand finals is more beneficial sometimes, because it makes you think more about the things you're doing wrong, as opposed to when you're just stomping your opponent, you don't have anything really to build off of there. You're just doing everything right.
Yeah, and I think on top of that, you're building confidence as you go, right?
Yes.
For the 2 new players, probably a bit of a new experience. Playing on a stage, playing with an audience, you get that time to warm up into things, get ready for the bigger matches. But we'll come back into things in just a moment. Adam he's better than Outsiders. Honestly, there was a very good chance they could have won that matchup. Rare Adam had such an incredible tournament, but we'll focus back in. It is the final tactical timeout for the Movistar Riders actually being called here.
I mean, yeah, at this point, you're down 13-6. I mean, your economy is finally in a position where you can buy something. This is the pivotal round. This is the time to call the timeout, talk things over, make adjustments if you have to. But, I mean, what do you do if you're the Movistar Riders? Every time you seem to gain an edge, the Outsiders are right there to take it back from you. So perhaps more passive play onto the sites, or maybe taking some banana aggression out and getting a flashbang thrown to get that early control and at least lock down that side of the map. We'll have to see what they decide to do here.
Well, this is the moment. Beside the Movistar Riders, they still have those guns up, but they need to get the energy back in. They need the right call off that timeout, or this game might just be all wrapped up. Outsiders again start early. Jane postured with the AWP to hold for any aggression. Down banana, it's not to come. Movistar instead just holding that space up top. Alex flashed off. They are sending a player up close. That's Qikert. Maybe considering committing in towards this entry. Mopoz, does he want to fight? Smoke forward. Great swing. Down goes Qikert. I believe blinded by his own teammate's flash for but a moment. Tried to tuck on in. Unsuccessful in doing so. So, Movistar Riders, early advantage.
And that's they did everything they had to, and then the beginning of this round, right? They send 3 players down banana. They go for that early flashbang, early fight, and they win it. So Qikert's down, and finally have something to build off of instead of playing a man down consistently.
And I love this gamble. Off that initial contact, they expect the outsiders to finish towards A. Send 4 players that direction, leaving just Sunpayas on a bit of a forward angle. But at this point, this late in towards the round, you have to start to get curious. If you're the Movistar Riders, they are very much lacking information here, but Sunpayas good on the line. Molly to delay, you already see the rotates coming back over to help him.
Oh, what a shot from Sunpayas, connecting on that and just a second to react, and he hits it perfectly. Now it's down to only 3 for the outsiders, and that's most going to get thrown. Movistar Riders need to work this advantage. A 7th, a 1st, in fact, in this second half required of them, and Sunpayas misses the shot. Flashbang thrown, though, by Alex, and it supports mopoz for the peak from CT. That leaves James and Flit on the outside looking in, but they're trying to rotate around to the A site. Not necessarily a bad call as the 2v2 there.
Yeah, that it is, but rotates coming back on through. Flit's job is to cut them off. Mopoz down. Another player stealing towards the library, but look at that clock. 10 seconds. Bomb is so far back. I don't think they're even going for this.
Oh, man, it would have been a great take, too, had they just decided to full send it. But now Alex is going to take down Flit. There was that moment of some space gained into Arch. If Flit charges on through, maybe he wins the fight with Alex, and James can just go down banana and try and take that B site while all that chaos is occurring. But unfortunately, the time was their enemy, and James is just going to be content with saving the op. Great thing for the Movistar Riders, though. They got that round on the board. First round picked up in this second half to be up to 7.
And you can hear the energy injected back into the crowds, back onto the faces of these players. It means a lot for everyone in attendance, for the Movistar Riders in particular. They'll be heading back on into things here. Sunpayas had a great round previous, and now his AWP will again be posted towards this B site. Supportive Util for mopoz to again search for anything early up banana.
Qikert waiting behind that smoke, and now mopoz has to be careful here with this aggression down banana. Qikert's right behind it, and behind the smoke, saying, you know, he's going to spam back, connects for quite a bit of damage onto mopoz, who will have to back off here, and at least he gets away with his life. But Qikert's not doing too well himself. He's on notice at only 10 HP. There's the flower pots boost for mopoz, and now Alex likely going to position himself onto the site proper and set up a crossfire. But James has already positioned himself towards mid and arch side, trying to get an opening frag with the op.
This might just be the right position. Sunpayas getting a little bit curious as the ongoings towards bracket. He hasn't heard utility yet. Now that smoke will come on in, but it's the deeper one. Back towards library side. So that forward line will be maintained. That's good information that it's not a hit towards A, and you see reaction off that actually yet to come. Death slowly pushing back, putting himself in a position where he can be that pivot towards the B site, and that will be the call for the outsiders. 30 seconds left to make this execute a reality, but a gap in the close smoke. Alex knows no one's up just yet, but with the util raining in, this hit forthcoming. Sunpayas already here. The rotates are fast, and the Movistar Riders, and mopoz on the boost successful. Great crossfire with Alex on the side. He'll burn for his troubles, but still, mopoz in position. He never dropped away. He held strong, though there's no ammunition left. The damage has been done. James, the last man standing, and closed on out. The Movistar Riders, another round.
Unbelievable work there by the Movistar Riders, holding off the attack from outsiders for so long, using their utility well. And once the offensive, the execution came in towards that B site, there was only 26 seconds left, I believe, for the outsiders to go, and they completely forgot to clear flower pots boost. So that was their undoing, as mopoz just farming the frags there. And now outsiders who haven't really used many timeouts here in this map are now going to call one to talk things over, as Movistar finally managed to pick up 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah, that momentum stunted for the T's over on the outsiders. Fame, we've been highlighting him a lot already. He picked up 4 opening kills, 8 multi-frag rounds. Across that first half, it's been an excellent performance out of him, but the consistency still showing through. mopoz, in particular, having some great rounds up on the boost. Finding effect for the 3K. Couple more bullets, and he kills James too.
All right, here we go, round number 22, and the Outsiders finally forced to a bit of a tougher buy-up. They still have the AK in Flit's hands, but everyone else onto either SMGs or pistols. In fact, only the lone MAC-10 in Norbert's hands, and then a Glock and 2 Tech-9s for the Outsiders. Something the Movistar Riders couldn't really do to Outsiders in this first half. Death's gonna toss a nade on forward here towards mid.
Flash as well, but won't commit to the line for the moment. Giving space, respect against the eco of the Outsiders. They know how important this round is to continue to build in towards his comeback. Great angle from Sunpei. He has support as well. Drops in towards the pit, and the second man up top on the balcony. Savage also finding effect. Death onto Qikert, and now just James and Flit alone. The bomb already dropped on towards the floor, and with that rifle falling, round looks to be over. James in the apartments. Another kill here. A little bit of damage would be nice, but it's Movistar Riders across the board.
Yeah, James could get one here. There it is. Mopoz down. 47 seconds left on the clock, but he doesn't have the bomb on his back. That is in full control for Movistar, but he finds two. Okay, James been a little quiet here so far, but he is able to at least get something going here. 35 seconds on the clock. Perhaps just trying to do economic damage, which will hurt for Movistar, who haven't really found their economic footing yet. James coming around the corner here. Death is going to go back to cover. He knows time is on their side. There's no reason to peek any further into James' rifle.
The only way for James to win this is a massive mistake from the Movistar Riders. Yes. And with that clock passing 15 seconds, James will realize as well that it is over. It's James time again, saving a rifle in towards this next round. A solid outcome to the round. Like you mentioned, the damage good.
So Outsiders not really able to do too much with that half buy, but they should be back to a proper buy up here. Might be a little limited in terms of utility, but they'll be able to bring the fight to the Movistar Riders in a much bigger way. But finally, Movistar Riders flirting with double digits. They've gotten up to 9. It's 3 rounds in a row for them after quite a bit of a losing streak into this second half. They could certainly use another stop here. Let's see if they can find it. 2 Galils having to be settled for on the Outsider side, an AK, an A1S, and the big green in James' hands.
You can hear the chants for the Riders erupting from the crowd. Again, that energy staying on the side of the Movistar Riders is really one of their big win conditions shown through this tournament thus far. And in this round, it'll be another change-up. Daviji holding space in towards the apartments. Mopoz is bold in this one. Molly will burn down onto Qikert. The blind disallows him from seeing, but Norbert over towards Apps. It was a double setup. They were getting aggressive in this area. Maybe they tried to fall away. Norbert! Another one! That's absurd. 3K picked on up with the bomb. You're right, it's dropped. Fame is behind, though. This gets awkward. Stacks upon stacks, layers behind each other, but Mopoz again making the correct call. Wait, Alex flanking too? Fame could be in trouble. He should hear the footsteps in this one and holds the ankle well. Now Mopoz realizes he's being taken from 2 sides here, and well, the fight he chooses to take unsuccessful. What a great start! But I mean, that was just chaotic in mid.
I don't know if you're going to get much from the crowd there on the other side, but either way, man, that was an impressive push by Norbert. He just flicks for 2 in the apartments, then jumps his way onto balcony, right on the lip, and manages to get that third. The A site cleared up by his lonesome, and that's the turning point in the round, even though the Movistar Riders opened it up quite well.
Insane performance there.
Yeah.
I mean, the gap just perfectly exploited. It wasn't even a gap, it was one created by virtue of his own performance.
Man, heart-wrenching for the Movistar Riders as now, well, at least they still have enough to buy up into this round with the 3 A1Ss, the MP9, and the Sunpius on the big green, but even without James connecting on that op, Outsiders have been impressive, especially Fame at 24 and 11, and Norbert starting to catch up with that 3K in the previous round at 16 on the board. Sunpius waiting with the AWP there, and he's going to get smoked off, so he throws some utility of his own. Movistar desperately trying to get back into this one, and they've only got 1 player on Banana. Not much aggression coming through for them. They are gambling towards the A site.
Great spam. Damage dealt on towards Alex. Well, pause. Banana is his jurisdiction. And reinforcements, again, quite a ways away. That's a setup towards A. that you mentioned. Brackets control has been taken. Norbert pressing forward on that one, but Death's perfectly timed on the swing still. Flit was there for the trade back. Payas. Nice line, nice shot on Qikert. This is the destination for the Outsiders, at least what they were initially showing. But you're right, the bomb falling back. Two players have actually exploited the gap through the arches. Come Norbert, now a decision. A path. Which do they choose? Venture towards that A side or split back towards B? A, the destination. Wrong call. Norbert down. They don't even know about the second player yet. Davi can sit and wait. He did deploy a smoke earlier, so maybe suspicions.
Davi coming around this corner from pit. He's got a chance to punish up against Jame and Flip, but he's now the last one standing. Good decision in the end by the Outsiders to come here, but they still don't know Davi here. Now they spotted him out. They saw the tip of that A1S barrel. It can be very, very long, but Davi is going to get Flit. Traded up by Jame, who now has to clutch it out. Time to step it up, Jame. Let's see if it's Jame time. Come on, Jame going to go around with the AWP. Sun Pius is peeking out. Now Jame knows, but I think that was intentional for Sun Pius. He knows he has a rotation coming around the other end. Time is ticking away. Jame hits the shot, looking for the final one in the 1v3. Can he connect? He does! Jame with the 3K and the 15th round picked up by the Outsiders.
A crushing blow to the Movistar Riders. That was the round they needed. They set up in the right direction. The play was correct. They have the setup towards that A site, but dismantled in the late round by Jame. Perfect play in the 1v2. It was near silent in that first half, but you're on the T side. This man has come alight. Now that gap, 6 rounds for the Riders. The money, not good. 2 Deagles, 2 SMGs, the best they can speak of. The FAMAS in the hands of Davi.
Qikert coming around here, along with Flit. Outsiders taking their time here, but Movistar, I mean, look, they had to force up whatever they could get here. It's going to be 2 MP9s and 2 Deagles along with the FAMAS, hoping that they can keep hope alive here on map number 1 of the grand final here at ESL Challenger Valencia. Qikert continues to move forward. They're taking their time on the Outsiders. Worked the B site well last time to convince Movistar there'd be a hit coming there, and this time Qikert is going to charge up and take down Alex.
Mopoz with the Deagle. He's had great moments, but this weapon in particular, and he's looking to make it a bit of a gap in the smoke, but that's not where Outsiders look to end. Instead, they split back towards the bracket, but it's Sun Pius instead who steps up. 2 found with the Deagle now, but 2 remaining for the Outsiders.
That's really well played by Movistar. I mean, you still have Jame, who clutched the last round of the 1v3, and Qikert with the Galil. But they've got a lot of work ahead of themselves and not much time left on the clock. Qikert pushing up lane. Des is going to come around this corner, and Des will get taken down by Jame. There's the 2v2. Sun Pius waiting on boost spot here at the site. He's only got the Deagle. Qikert knows. He comes around, takes him out. It's going to be down to this. Only Mopoz. A 3v2 stolen away by Jame and Qikert, and Mopoz picks up the AK to try and clutch out this 1v2. Taking his time, pushing up lane. Wants to at least make these 1v1s possible, but it looks like Outsiders are not going to allow it. Jame again gets that shot with the big green. 16-9, the final score.
Great work from the Outsiders. Strong first half. They rally in towards the second, converting off of that pistol round in strong form. And for the Movistar Riders, well, we saw glimpses of greatness of what they've shown us thus far this tournament. The test too strong here on Inferno. And like you said, this was the map that they wanted to head to. This was their choice in the series, but it's clear that the Outsiders have been performing well. They do it again here, take the win, and